Welcome to SBC Radio in front of a live audience this time, and today we're going to be talking about rookies in the NFL that we think could make a major impact this season. I'm Noah, this is Ryan, this is Alex, and as I mentioned, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Alex, we'll start with you. Who are our two rookies this year in the NFL that you think can make the biggest impact this season?
I would say on team-wise, I would say Bryce Young will definitely make a big impact to the Carolina Panthers because they were definitely in need for a quarterback the last couple of years after Cam Newton left, and I think that he could possibly be the answer. And for the defensive side, I talked about him yesterday. I would say Joey Porter for the Steelers. I think that they had another good cornerback in the room. I think he allowed 0 touchdowns last year, so if that's the case, I mean, they really have a good number one possible corner for the Steelers.
They were both very good picks. Alex, Ryan, what do you think? Who are your two rookies that you think will make the biggest impact this year in the NFL?
I really do think that Anthony Richardson could be that guy, but another thing is, he could be a bust. He very well could be. It's kind of a wild card with guys like him, but we'll see how it is. And then on the defensive side of the ball, there's a lot of guys. But to me, it has to be Zane Gonzalez. Not Zane Gonzalez, Christian Gonzalez. He has to, he could have a breakout year for the Seattle Seahawks at corner, and I think he'll fit right in, and I think that team could be nearing the top of the hill again in the NFC.
Both very good picks. Well, I'll give my opinions after we get a caller. So we're going to have someone call in, 1-800-527-7254. We're taking callers right now, and I think we have our first caller here. Not caller, excuse me. We have a live audience right here.
Hello. I was just listening to you guys' show. I was wondering, there's a rookie. I was wondering if you guys think it's going to be a good player. Bijan Robinson just got picked in the first round. What do you guys think about him?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in Bijan Robinson, right? If you spend the number 7 overall pick, I think it was, on a rookie running back, you're not going to not use him. You're going to use Bijan Robinson. You're going to incorporate him into the game with the running and the receiving. And I think Bijan Robinson will end up winning Rookie of the Year this year. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think about Bijan Robinson this upcoming season?
I think he could have a couple good years, and he may be good, but I think he could struggle with injury, especially how much they utilize him. And maybe he'll be like a guy like Ezekiel Elliott who has a couple good years and then stops. Or a guy like the guy that the Browns drafted a few years ago. He had a good AAF stint, but other than that, not so great.
Alex, quick thoughts on Bijan Robinson before we take one more question from the crowd.
I think Bijan Robinson will have a big impact. I think he's right about the Ezekiel Elliott thing. The average prime of a running back is usually, they say, 2.5 years. And I know they might not get a lot of years out of Bijan Robinson, but he will definitely help with the running game in his prime. Definitely, I feel like this year I think they'll use him a lot because they need help in the running game. They don't have great receivers, I would say. So I think that they're definitely going to ask him to carry the ball a lot this year.
We're going to take one more question from our crowd, and right here we have a question.
Yeah, hey guys, I want to talk about the defensive side of the ball real quick. You're both mentioning corners, but kind of strange. You're not mentioning the first corner taken, and Devin Witherspoon. Also some other good corners, Emmanuel Forbes, Deontay Banks. All really good corners from this draft. You go in many ways, but for me, on defense, it has to be Jalen Carter. That guy, if he didn't have his off-the-field issues, would have been the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, as we've seen Jalen Carter at Georgia, he was a game wrecker. He's a guy that could get right up the middle. Carter's a guy that just kind of does it all with his speed and everything. Obviously drafted by the hometown Philadelphia Eagles now. But quick, 10 seconds thoughts on Jalen Carter, Ryan.
I was actually thinking about mentioning him, but, I thought that would be a popular one, so I kind of wanted to go a little bit unique in a different route. But he'll definitely be good. I think Nolan Smith will also be pretty good, and EJ Speed. There's a lot of possibilities, and the possibilities are endless, but we'll just have to see what happens.
Alex, quick 10 seconds thoughts on Jalen Carter.
I think he's definitely big. I think he's going to help in the running game, stopping the run, get through all offensive linemen. I definitely think he's explosive. So we'll definitely have to see this upcoming season how that turns out.
He does a good job placing Javon Hargrave.
That's all the time we have right now. We're going to head to a quick commercial break. On the way back from the commercial break, we're going to talk about some more rookies that we think could make an impact in the NFL this season. You're listening to Sports Talk Radio.